Hello everybody and welcome again to Whirlybirds episode 4. So what is this Whirlybirds series? Well, it's pretty simple. It's just me flying helicopters around and talking to you guys, but this time we're actually trying to do a custom mission that I made. So let's see what we can actually do about it. Before I do anything else, I would like to actually see if I remember how to move this window into the chat window to a wait, basically to a new window. There was a way. I've done it last night because I don't really see the small text in the chat window sadly, so it's a bit of an issue for me. I don't remember how to do this. Shame on me. Ah, that was the option. Was it pop out? I don't exactly remember, but yes, it was. Anyway, so this is a very simple thing. All in all, the whole idea behind this is there are a bunch of soldiers somewhere on the map, and they need to be found. And our job is to actually find them and bring them home. So I'm not using the Caucasus map this time. I'm only using the Nellis, Nevada Test and Training Range. And let's see if we can actually find those soldiers and actually successfully get them home. That would be the ideal outcome of this. But, well, let's see, how bad can it be? So I'm gonna hide the pilot again. I don't really like seeing the pilot around. I don't have anything personal with the pilot, but it's just I don't see the controls that well. And I'm gonna start it up. Generator. Batteries. Do shut up. Okie dokie. And I'm gonna zoom in here. Okay, the burb is starting up. We'll just put in some transponder code here, doesn't really matter. And the inverter is on. Okay, let's sync up our HSI. So it's about 350. I need to zoom in, I don't really see. Yeah. About there. Well, I think this is about right. So before we go on the actual mission, I'm gonna show you a bit around what I've done with the place of the place. It's nothing really weird or anything. I have no weapons. This is just search and rescue. Um, I'm going to try to fly. Okay, yeah, that's one of our allied aircraft. That's just flying around to Tonopah Test Range, I think. It's a C-17. Okay, let's go up. Okay, left pedal. Alrighty. Let's put it to a stable hover. I said stable, not running backwards. Okay, let's go to this. There's a little location where we can actually leave from. Over here. I'll just use that. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to use that, but it seems like a place where a helicopter would be arriving, then taxiing to these ramps. Just trying to hover taxi here. Nothing weird. Okay, let's slow her down a bit. We were a bit too fast over there. Okay, we're headed forward. Let's follow the yellow line, as they say. Yeah, this is I think the correct way to go with a helicopter. Departure or arrival. Well, I'm not sure. Looks like a parking spot, but I'm just using this so I don't have to taxi all the way to the runway. Okay, going up. I'm gonna turn to the slightly to the right, and I'm gonna give you a looky around. So we're heading out slowly towards the actual main side of the airbase. I could have just taxied on the taxiways, but it's much nicer from the air. So here we have a bunch of parked airplanes that I just put in. I know the F-117 is no longer in use, apologies, but I just decided to put a couple down. And a couple of F-16s from a local squadron. One of these planes has just been refueled, I suppose, since I put some trucks on the ground. I also decided to stream a bit earlier today because last night I didn't sleep until almost 4. So there's some F-16s, Block 52s. I'm going to try to make an effort to make this rendition of Nellis a bit more lively with actual air traffic and things moving around, but this is just the beginning. And more aircraft, just, you know, if I could get some civilian traffic at McCarran, that would be amazing, but I don't know if there are any civilian airliner mods for DCS. Yeah, we have a bunch of C-17s, one of them with some cargo next to it. I mean, there's nothing really big, but just try to make it look a bit more like not an abandoned wasteland, but an actual airbase that's actually doing stuff. I've never been to Nellis, so of course if you want to provide some insight into how things work, feel free to do so. I'm just flying at extremely low speed here just to show you guys around. See? But nothing really weird, just a bunch of C-17s with some trucks and some cargo crates next to them. So yeah. Then we'll proceed with our mission. We're on full fuel, so it's not really an issue. Oh, well, look at this. I think this is a bug. I tried to put some French Mirage aircraft in these sheds, but apparently they ended up on top of the sheds. So I'll have to remove these. But yeah, well, you know, it's a learning process, so the Mirages will just be moved to another ramp. We're coming up on a bunch of C-130s, which are just static objects. They don't really do anything, they're just purely and simply static C-130s. Of course, probably it would be nicer to have more aircraft, but this is it for now. Yeah, that's just a C-17. We're on the same frequency, but we shouldn't technically be by. We should have probably the same ATC frequency, but okay. And then we have a bunch of F-15E Strike Eagles here, just parked at the ramp. Nothing really serious. And on to the mission. I'm gonna set her down and show you what this mission is about. Again, I'm not very good at making missions, but at least I try. Let's set her down here next to these F-15Es. Okay, let's slow down and turn. Okay, I need to... Okay, went a bit far to the right. Let's turn the helicopter around and just set her down here. Okie dokie, come on, let's get to hover. There we go. I'm not very good at pre-landing hovering, but yeah, it's again. Okay, let's stop right here. And gently set the burb down next to the F-15E Strike Eagles. So the whole deal of the mission is, and again, I'm not very familiar with the mission editor. That's the C-17. So here in Caliente Alpha, we have a bunch of infantry that are stranded. Something happened to them, and we have to go pick them up. But how the hell am I going to go pick them up? I don't have any navigation assistance. And hey, man. Well, I'm doing fine. Nice to see you. Sorry I didn't see you there. I got a bit too focused on the landing, but all fine. I'm just trying to make a custom mission for the Huey, just some sort of SAR. So, well, in short, this is the Nevada map. It's always nice to do something different. So I will need to find, of course, since the Huey does not have access to tactical air navigation, so TACAN, I would probably need to do some sort of visual navigation. So I could take off from here and simply follow this through X-Ray, Sally Corridor, Alamo, and when I reach these lakes, I could simply turn northeast, but that would be just my VFR flight plan to here, because there's no NDB, and these guys don't really have a frequency set. I mean, I think they do have 131 megahertz on FM, so I should probably try to do the same. Yeah, so I guess we can follow the road past the racetrack and to Garnet, and then just follow this road up through Sally Corridor to Alamo, just Crystal Springs, and from here we can go to try to find our missing soldiers. So that's the whole point. Anyway, how's your day going? I mean, I'm in Finland. Friday before Easter is actually free. Nobody's really working here, so I'm at home. I can actually do this for you guys. So I'm gonna actually take off and follow the road that I suggested. Might not be the best one. Working. Ah, man, that sucks. What is it you do? Alright, you don't have to tell me, of course. I'm curious by nature, and I always ask. Okay, so let's try to do this somehow. Okay, let's do a rolling takeoff from here. Not the most by-the-book takeoff, but, well, gonna have to keep an eye on my... Now if I could only zoom this in a bit. There we go. Okay. I had to zoom in the chat because I don't really see that well small text, so. Oh, well, I mean, hey, you got a job, at least you got a job, right? I would go crazy if I didn't work. Of course, I'm... couple of days of not working is not gonna kill me, but... And there's the racetrack, so I'm gonna continue on this heading. Oh shit. Okay, apologies for the language. What state are you in, if I may ask? I mean, if you tell me little labor protection, for me that's a bit of an alien concept because the country I'm in is all for laborers and, you know, labor rights and helping the people and so on, but all that's what you get for living in a Nordic country. Oh, well, that's nice. As long as you like it. The key point is that you like the job you're doing. If I didn't like what I'm doing, I wouldn't be doing it. I'd be doing something else. No, I am not. Bad company culture is what ruins a company, if you ask me. Well, that sucks. I wasn't aware it's that bad. Oh, I work in cybersecurity myself. I cannot tell you what I do, but I can tell you I can work in cybersecurity. Yeah, we should be approaching Garnet just about now. Ah, it's just a bit ahead. Not bad, not bad. So you ended up buying the KA50, right? Ah, you're never too old to do anything, man. If you want to do it, do it. I was wondering, did you buy any modules, or you were saying you're going to buy something? I know Pavehawker actually got himself the Huey at the Nevada Test and Training Range, so. And that's Garnet. Oh, not yet, this evening. Okay, cool. So what was on your plan to get? And this is Garnet, Nevada. I don't know if this location is very realistic, but... Oh yeah, the Hog campaign. Arm's a bit stiff. I had to kind of set the stick to trim a little bit because it's a bit uncomfortable to hold it in the position it's in for a long time. Okay, now it's going the right way. Apparently we're going in the right direction. Sorry, I need to get some water. It's been actually quite warm today here. Well, not extremely warm, like 15 Celsius, but... Yeah, it's an old cola bottle. I don't really drink anything else but actual water. Not a big fan of soda or stuff like that. I don't feel it's healthy, and since I stopped drinking it like over a year back, I don't even crave it. It's for health reasons, but, you know, I'd rather stay alive. The if you want fully clickable, don't get the F-15C. It's very nice for air-to-air, but it's very simple. The A-10C, yeah, well, if you have it already, it's an awesome module. But I think you should wait for the F-15E. That's coming at some point. But we might see the F-16C Block 50 or 52 before that. Yeah, those are worth it. I don't have them. Again, I'm more of a practical learner, as I mentioned yesterday, so for me it's just a matter of trying it myself until I get it right. Yeah, the F-15C is very simplistic. It's nice, but I won't bother. I prefer fully interactive modules. If you want to fly a nice air-to-air module, I mean, there are a few choices. The Hornet's always nice. It's multi-role, so you can do both things with it. The Mirage is quite nice as well. It's a very 70s and 80s technology, but it works really well. And of course there's the Tomcat. With the Tomcat you can actually even fly with a friend. So just a guy, one of you flies, the other goes to the back seat, which is one of the most awesome features that I know of. If you feel you know, like risking it, the F5 is also quite nice, and the MiG-21. The MiG-21 is not an easy, it's not for the faint-hearted, but it's really nice. It all depends what you want to do. I'm a ground pounder, so for me, a multi-role aircraft or dedicated ground pounder is better. Yeah, go ahead. Well, if you want to experiment both air-to-air and air-to-ground, I would say nab the Hornet. It's multi-role. There's nothing you can lose with the Hornet. It's still in development, but you can do both fairly well. So, well, what would you like to do? That's the key point. Like, if you want to do something now, what is the key point you want to do? Mind you, these are recommendations based on what I enjoy flying, but of course you can make up your own mind. If you want basically both air-to-air and air-to-ground, I would say go for the F-18. The Tomcat can also do both fairly well. It's actually a pretty good strike aircraft. Well, they did call it the Bombcat for a reason. If you want air-to-air, well, the Hornet can do it. The Tomcat does it extremely well, especially with the Phoenixes. I mean, people will hate you in multiplayer if you fly a Tomcat. If you want to do air-to-air, also the Mirage, MiG-21, and if you're feeling iffy, the F5. But the MiG-21 is not easy. F5 is a lot easier to learn. Okay, so for air-to-air, I would say take any of the following, in my opinion. Hornet, Tomcat, Mirage, MiG-21, F5. Yeah, not that it's not the king of air-to-air, but it's not horrible. For air-to-ground, obviously you have the Hornet, the A-10, the Harrier. If you like the Harrier is actually pretty good. Well, there's always the Su-25, and many of the other more dedicated air-to-air platforms also have very good air-to-ground capabilities, like the Tomcat. If you want to do like serious strike aircraft handling, take the Viggen.
All right.
Hey man, thanks for the follow. But yeah, the Harrier's quite nice. Well, they're all very simple aircraft. That's the point of Flaming Cliffs. They are very simple planes, meant to be more of an introductory. But you know what I did? I never really got into those. I flew the Su-25, Su-25T, which comes with DCS for free. It's nice, but again, it's still Flaming Cliffs aircraft. I just went into the deep end and bought, I think my first module was the Mirage or the MiG-21 or the F5, can't really recall. I mean, I have almost all of them, the modules. Don't be like me, I'm a hoarder. I like having them because, hey, maybe one day I'll fly them. But look at me, I fly helicopters instead of fixed wing. Okay, I'll give you a top 3 if you want to do both things. Well, if you want to do multi-role, I would say, well, the Tomcat's not multi-role, but it works quite well as a multi-role. Hornet or Tomcat. If you want ground pounding, my top 2 choices, of course, would be the A-10 and the Harrier, which are dedicated close air support platforms. Air-to-air, well, most everything can done it except the dedicated ground pounders. And if you want to go into rotary wing, well, you have 4 choices. Depends what you want to do again. Utility multi-role, Huey or Mi-8 hands down. More combat-oriented, Ka-50 or Gazelle. And Gazelle has 4 variants. You don't have to buy them separately. You can just buy it once and you get all 4 of them. It's gonna be a long flight, so I'm happy you're here tuning in. Sure, doing research is not a bad idea. Had to reset the trimmer because it was going a bit wonky. So. If it goes too fast, it starts vibrating, and I don't really like it. I think the optimum cruising speed for this is about 90 knots. 80 to 90. Yeah, if you want firepower, well, I mean, the Mi-8 has insane firepower, just no smart weapons. But the Ka-50 is dedicated attack helicopter, and the Mi-8, I mean, sure, it's a utility helicopter, medium utility helicopter, that carries rockets, pods with 3 miniguns in each, and 30mm grenade launchers, and plus door gunners, so you can't really go wrong with that. That's plenty of firepower right there. It's, again, depends what you like. The Mi-8 is very big, very loud, but I mean, it's very good at doing multiple things. The K50 just blows things up. I mean, you've seen yesterday what I've done with the K50 from almost 5 clicks away to... the K50 is more maneuverable. The Mi-8 is more versatile, and, well, less advanced weapons, but it's not bad. And again, this is gonna be a long flight, boys and girls. Might be girls watching too. Not yet. I must admit I haven't looked yet. It's okay. I don't mind if you ask again. I use a Thrustmaster Warthog. Yeah, well, it cost me quite a bit of money. They're quite expensive in Europe, actually. A bit more so than the US. I mean, I paid about 485 euros for it. And I bought it on the cheap end here, so... But yeah, Finland's not a cheap country, so... What is this place? Never flown through here before. Yeah, getting sick here is not that much of a problem, on the other hand, because of the national healthcare system. I know, it's massive. Area 51, actually, on my current map is the red team's bullseye, so... Yeah, it's a no-fly zone for me. I don't really go there. That's why I kind of went around it, just to get to the soldiers. And again, it's still a way off. Yeah, well, this is gonna be maybe a 2 or 3 hour stream, so I will not be logging off until I finish this mission. One tip, by the way, if you want to fly helicopters more accurately, well, not more accurately, but to feel more realistic about them, invert your throttle axis for the collective, and it will behave more like a collective than an actual, throttle lever for a blade that you push forward and you basically gain power. If you get a HOTAS with split, like two engine throttles, I would recommend set one axis for throttle, the other one for collective. But this is just my recommendation, of course. I don't do it, for example, on the KA-50 because it's a twin-engine helicopter, so... Yeah, funny enough, we actually had elections here not too long ago, and the Social Democrats won again. But as I was saying yesterday, Finland's not really spending money into stuff like defense that much. We do, of course, but we prefer spending on stuff like environment, free education, and stuff like that. So the throttle basically controls your engine RPM. Your collective is what changes the pitch of your rotor blades to help you go up and down, because that's pretty much how a helicopter works. So the collective will change the angle of your rotor blades to angle the air upwards or downwards. To basically create lift. That's in short. So by changing the pitch of your rotor blades, you create lift. And the cyclic, which is the stick that you see moving, that's basically... Oh yeah, that's what the collective does. And the cyclic is pretty much directional travel as you know it. It just changes the angle of the rotor disc to... I'm waiting, sorry, I tend to talk too much. So the collective adjusts the angle of your rotor blades to help them generate lift. and the stick changes the angle, the whole angle of the rotor disc. So left, right, backwards, or forwards, or whatever way you move it, to help you gain directional control. So obviously, if I'm now like I'm keeping the stick a bit forward, I'm going forward. If I would move it to the left, see, it goes to the left. If I move backwards, I will slow down. It basically generates, helps you control the direction of the downwash, which in perspective provides basically your forward thrust, what an engine would provide for you in an aircraft. I'm not very good at explaining. I know what they do, but so cyclic controls direction, and collective adjusts the angle of your rotor blades to provide lift. The throttle is just simply engine RPM. Yep, that's pretty much it. If you want, towards the end of the stream, I can probably do a demonstration, like low level demonstration. I'm by no means an expert of helicopter pilot, but I know some stuff, so that's about it. Again, thanks for tuning in for the long haul. It's gonna take a while to get there, but we will be there eventually. I'm not using the collective right now. I'm just simply flying basically one hand only. Oh yeah, those. I remember those. I'm not that young actually, so I've been around for a while. 36 actually. I know my voice doesn't sound that old and I don't look that old, but yeah, I'm only 36. Well, or I'm old already, but I don't look it. Haha. Yeah, I'm a millennial. I'll be 37 at the end of the year, so. '26. Well, hey, we have this saying in well here that, you know, too many more years for you, man. I mean, I hope you have a long, happy life. I really do. Yeah, I'll try at least. It's always trying. Ah, I see. My water bottle was being elusive again. Yeah, it feels really funny. If I had a spot in the cockpit, I would just look down and set a water bottle there. Of course, I would carry a water bottle maybe in the cockpit, but it just seemed amusing for a moment. Oh, that's a bummer, mate. Hey, look at me, I'm actually flying VFR correctly. Yay! I'm actually able to find my way around this map. Sure, ask away, man. No worries. I'm happy to chat with you. Yeah, it's a thing. Uh, yeah, I'm not into it myself, but I don't remember the name either. But yeah, yeah. We also have actual professional rally and races on the ice in the winter. The lakes freeze over, the sea freezes over, so you can imagine it's quite nice. I have never tried it. I'm a bit too iffy about going out on the ice. Let's say I'm not suicidal. Well, if you ever visit Finland, maybe you'll get your chance to see it. Oh, I see. Well, not my. Let's see, the thing I'm attracted most by, but it's nice. My brother is actually a car engineer, and he goes to rallies a lot. Well, rallies. Oh, you had, huh? Yeah, good choice in cars. I'll give you that. Oh, well, that's good. Happy you're alive then, and happy you made a good choice in cars. I never really owned a car. But when you live in Finland and when you live in the Helsinki capital area, you don't really need a car. Trust me, you don't. The public transport is actually so good. A car is just a waste of money. I mean, of course, many people have them, but I don't see the need. I pay about 100 and... I mean, Europe is kind of known for public transportation, so... Germany also has pretty good public transport. Oh, I see. Yeah, I travel to Germany sometimes. We have a direct flight from here, so to multiple places in Germany. Man, you should have stayed in Europe, seriously. I mean, none of my business, but my opinion is you should have stayed in Europe. Ah, okay. And no, no good viewers. I'm not biased against the United States or anything. Not at all. Uh, it's just I like living in Europe so much. So I was born in Eastern Europe myself, in Romania, but I've lived in Finland for a very long time. So. Also, may I ask you a very, very big favor? Let's try to keep the language like polite. No, no, I do speak Finnish, yes, but I don't. Yeah, yeah, no worries, no worries. It's not the end of the world. I'm not gonna hunt you down with a pitchfork and a torch, but you know there might be younger viewers or people who might not take that much into this kind of language, and I'm trying to keep it polite. That is all. Ah, okay. No worries, mate. Doesn't mean I hate you or anything. I'm just simply informing you how things are. That's it. Oh, I didn't realize I had an accent, or a Finnish accent. Super goats. Well, of course, to me I don't have an accent. To other people, obviously, I do. Man, this place looks so desolate. Well, here's the thing. In my opinion, blue collar, white collar work, I don't really say there's a... I mean, of course there's a difference in what it means, but to me, work is work. It's I don't really distinguish people based on the jobs they do or anything like that. Ah, okay. Well, if you say so. Oh boy. Well, I guess it's the British blood, you know. Let's blame it on that. Ooh, Essex and Irish. I do curse when I'm angry, excited, or anxious in some situations. Then I can curse quite a bit. I admit, guilty as charged. And I apologize for the background noise if there's any. My flatmate is just very excited about the video game he's playing, so yeah, with his friends. So that's probably the only noise you might hear. Uh, well, can't blame you, man. I don't drink alcohol, so that probably never happened to me. It's a choice, really. I just simply choose not to drink. Yeah, it can be a real toss-off if you get drunk. Yes, a sober person in Finland. Imagine that. Well, obviously, I guess everybody curses when they're angry. I don't know. I think everybody does it at some point at least. Don't worry. That was funny anyway. Yeah, it's a bit barren. I mean, it's a desert, obviously, so. Yeah, pretty big difference to Finland. I mean, this is a very humid area of the Europe. It's not the hardest, it's just different. I have watched some of Westworld, haven't really finished it yet. Oh, that's a very mild curse, yeah. Actually, a little bit of history and trivia. The Perkele word is actually a word for, the devil, but it's actually derived from an ancient Baltic word called Perkunas, which was the name of the god of thunder. So technically, you're not really referring to the devil, you're just referring to the god of thunder. That's just a bit of trivia. The seat is not exactly comfortable, but... Oh, what part of the Baltic region? Because there are many countries here. Nah, man, it's fine. I'll buy myself one at some point, but... Oh, well. Yeah, Baltic, Slavic countries. I don't even know. No, they're not even... They're Baltic, they're not even Slavic. Yeah. Oh, man, Latvia and Lithuania were the last countries in Europe to become Christian in the 15th century. Ah, you should visit the south also. It's quite beautiful as well. I live in the south. And we're approaching the crossroads. Yeah, I mean, the Teutonic Knights were complete tossheads. Really. Well, you can blame the Teutonic Knights. The Germans. I mean, not the whole German people, obviously, but just the Teutonic Knights. But the Lithuanians put up quite the fight, actually, if history does not fail me, which usually doesn't. Yeah, they are. Well, Poland is quite Catholic. Very Catholic, actually. The thing is, the whole thing with the Baltic Crusades were started by the Poles because they were, I don't know, scared about living close to pagan countries, and they called in the Teutonic Knights, and later they regretted calling the Teutonic Knights. Yeah, I don't know much about the Tonopah test range. I know it's an airfield, but that's about it. What's so special about Tonopah? Yep, I know what it is, but... I see. So it's a support town for Groom Lake. I get, as far as I understand it. Or support base for Groom Lake. God knows what happens at the Groom Lake anyway. Oh, I see. Now let's see if I can find those guys. I know they're somewhere here in the mountains, but need to figure out where they are. Oh, okay. Well, let's keep an eye out for the soldiers. I should be quite close. Oh, they're a bit that way, okay. Well, I mean, it's a good idea to have them tested. Yeah, again, good idea to, you know, kind of know what the opposing side is up to. Oh, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen that one yet. Not exactly, no. Well, they're gonna be hard to see. Let's go a bit lower. I should have had them pop some smoke, but... Um, well, you could send it here, of course, or you can look up my Facebook page with the same name as the Twitch channel and send it there if you want. That's also fine. Now, where are those guys? I know there's somewhere here, but where? I do have a Discord channel. You can jump in if you like, but not now, because I'm not during the stream. I forgot to disconnect myself from Discord. Okay, so we are in the area. Okay, cool. Sorry I'm so focused, but I'd really like to find these guys. Yeah, you should be getting work done, but... Alright. I'm literally on top of him. So... Oh, well, then if you can do that, that's fine. Just guys on foot. There they are. Found them. It's a bit hard to see them from the air, so... Just need to find a better approach. It's just, I know now where they are, so it's fine. Yep, there they are. Just where I left them. There we go. Now let's get them in the helicopter. So this is a feature that Pavehawker was asking about yesterday. Airborne troops, embark. Come on. See, they're actually moving into the helicopter. You cannot see them in the back seat, but... Okay, we got him. Now we can go back to Nellis. Let's see if we can find a faster way to Nellis. So we are all the way here. Well, I could take them to Lincoln County or Groom Lake, but Groom Lake is a no-fly zone, so... What's this? Come on. Oh, that's some sort of NDB. Okay. Well, could try to fly them a different route in. So we could use, let's see, it's Boulder City, and let's try the VOR. I've never really tried the VOR before on the UH-1. So I think we can use this VOR at Mesquite, and then finally we can go to, well, Nellis only has a TACAN on channel 12. So I'm gonna use the McCarran to get there as a reference. Alright, so let's go back in. So it was 114 and 30. Okay. Yep, we got the VOR. Okay, let's go back to the pilot seat. And let's see, well, we could try to intercept the... I guess 360 radial might do it. Yeah. Okay, I really need to go through the VOR training for this bird. I have never done it before. I never used VOR before. and yeah, we found anyway the soldiers we needed to get. So yeah, I do. Yes, I do a lot of games. It's just I guess I'm a bit too addicted to flying, but I do other games as well. Elite Dangerous on very rare occasions. Blizzard games, I play quite a bit of those, and adventure games and strategy games. I mean, I'm not really set on just flying, but this is what I enjoy doing the most. Elder Scrolls games, guilty as charged. Mass Effect, guilty as charged. Dragon Age games, guilty as charged. StarCraft, World of Warcraft. I used to play Warhammer Online when it was still around. The Age of Reckoning. And quite a few others. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I do. I'm not good, but I like them. I also like turn-based strategy games as well. I like anything that makes me think. That's the thing. If my mind isn't really working on something, I feel empty. think we can safely gain some altitude here. No, I have not. Oh, interesting. Well, maybe I should look it up. Wow, play by email. That sounds very classic. Kids outside screaming, oh boy. Yeah, there used to be some old, in the 90s, some of those kind of games. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, well, that can be difficult sometimes. Yeah, same here, I suppose. I've spent I don't know how many hours on this, yes. So what are you doing for Easter? Fair enough. Yeah, that's a good thing as any. Ow, that sucks. Well, as long as it's responsible fun, I guess it's fine. Oh boy, never been to a shooting range. Well, I have, but not in the same manner. My father was in the army, and I've been to a few times with him to firing practice, and I got my chance to shoot a few big guns. Well, I've shot the AK-47 derivative. I've shot the Dragonov. I've shot uh, light machine gun, heavy machine gun, and pistol. Whoops, should have watched my engine RPM. Okay, something's wrong with the bird. Come on, birdie. It is? In what way? I don't know anything about Florida, so. Well, I know you have the NASA launch facility there, and stuff like that, but that's all I know. And you got gators. Yeah, definitely. And of course, Miami is there, and Tampa, and Orlando, and a lot of other cities, but. And you got hurricanes. Wow. You know, in Finland, you can own a gun, but it's usually only for the purposes of hunting. Guns are quite restricted here. No, buying guns, period, is restricted, unless you have a hunting license. What? So are you telling me if I lived in Florida, I'm not a felon, and I can simply just go and buy a gun? What the actual Duke? I'm sorry. For me, that's a bit mind-boggling. I'm wondering, why do you need to buy guns? I mean, in Finland we don't need guns and we're perfectly fine. We need guns for hunting, maybe, if you are into that, but I mean, some people like hunting, obviously. Yeah, again, see, I'm one of those, let's call it, boring animal caring persons. Yeah, okay, I'm not saying you, of course, but some people do it. Some are bound to do it. I enjoy fishing, but I don't do it. I do it like once in a few years. But it's something I do enjoy. I usually eat the fish. Well, at least it's quick. If you want to go that way. For example, many people here are starting to become more vegetarian or vegan because, you know. But why do you need guns? I don't want to talk politics, but why do you need the guns? I don't see the need for the guns. You hunt, sure, okay, you need a gun for hunting. But why do you need guns otherwise? I mean, the police can have guns. Police have guns here too. The military can have guns. Well, again, my opinions about guns are slightly different, but I see. So, are there states where guns are more regulated? I don't know, compared to Florida at least. Yeah, yeah, carry on. Oh, I see. What the actual... Sorry. Excuse me, looters? That's just disgusting. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be a big man, but that's just fucking disgusting. I apologize for the language to all the viewers. Mostly because my mind doesn't really comprehend why would you need to loot somebody's home. Well, sure, they have things worth money, but can't people get jobs? I'm sorry, I understand there's unemployment, but remind me to never move to Florida. Oh, that's very disappointing to hear, and disappointing is a very mild word that I can use. I mean, it's supposed to be a civilized country. We have individualism here too, but nobody does that. I mean, we're very independent here. Most people are literally on their feet, on their own 2 feet. You're here, the society makes you be independent, but it also makes you care about other people as well. You know, I thought the US would be better at these things, but okay. Again, this is very disappointing. No worries. Yeah, it got filtered out anyway, but... Yeah, let's stop about it. I mean, flying is much more fun, isn't it? But hey, I mean, this is very sad, and I'm sure people who are viewing also have opinions. And I'm sure it's beautiful in its own way. I mean, of course, the beaches, the Everglades. Actually, I would love to see the Everglades. I have never seen an alligator up close. I would mind seeing one. Well, of course, I would get very close to it, but, you know. Oh, yeah, here it's quite popular too. It just costs an arm and a leg. One of my friends actually took his private pilot's license in Florida and then just did a conversion test here because it was cheaper. He stayed for like 6 months in Florida, got his license from the FAA, and then more or less got an equivalent in Europe from the European, whatever its name is, ESAA license, and he was fine. Yeah, actually, one thing I like about the United States is the amount of plane manufacturers. And many good plane manufacturers also. Hey, I mean, I'm quite partial to general aviation myself. I do have X-Plane on the side of DCS, which I use for general aviation. Oh yeah, seaplanes. I'm actually very kind of into the Grumman G21 Goose. I don't know, I really like that plane for some reason. It's old, I know, I just really like it. Can you give me an, let's say, or to me and the viewers, an average price on how expensive is a private pilot's license in the US? I mean, if you have any idea, it's fine. You don't have to look for it. PPL. No, me personally, I'm more interested in PPL, but well, that's a lot cheaper than here. It's like half the price. Yeah, the 152 is basically a trainer. It's a pretty good one, though. I mean, you need to do the solo flight with the check ride, the written and spoken FAA exams, if I remember right. I did look it up at some point. Yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, nice. Uh, I know of a fellow, I think he lives in Arizona or New Mexico. He actually owns a MiG-15. I don't know him personally, I know of him. Yeah, this dude in somewhere in the southwest has a two-seater MiG-15. It used to be the trainer model. It's combat capable, of course, but the gun barrels he has done something to them. Basically, they are unusable. But the plane is pretty much a complete aircraft, as it used to be. It just has some avionics. Wow, that's nice. B or D version, do you know? Hey, how's it going, man? Ah, no worries. No need to bother yourself. It's cool though. It's a very cool reward. This is Digital Combat Simulator. It's actually, well, the most immersive and realistic simulator available. It's mostly dedicated to combat aircraft, but, well, yeah, it has the best, I guess, flight models, physics engine, and all that stuff. Well, of course, it's lackluster in some places, but not too many of them. The simulator itself is free if you're interested. And then you can buy whatever planes you want to fly. So, pretty much that's how they make the money. Oh yeah, I bet it was. Alright, Sante. Take care and see you around. Do stop by anytime you like. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, get some rest, man. Lack of sleep is bad. Hey, the KC-35 is a very respectable plane if you ask me. I mean, for crying out loud, it's a Boeing 707 modified and upgraded to be a tanker, so... They still fly. Why replace it if it still flies? That's my philosophy. I wouldn't really care. I mean, hell, the Tupolev 95 Bear has been flying for over 60 years, and it's still flying. Yeah, well, let's not go into politics. Of course, that's just... Let's just try to keep it politics free. I don't want to go there. Eh, don't worry. It's fine. We'll not hunt you with torches and pitchforks yet, eh guys? Oh, what's that? We should make it to Las Vegas. Hey, that's cool. Oh yeah, that's in Florida, definitely. Oh, speaking of drones, have you heard that the Russians were testing actually some sort of unmanned combat aerial vehicle? I don't remember the name, but I think according to some pictures and I don't know, it's a combat drone. I don't know exactly of its capabilities. The only thing I know that's somewhat of a certainty it's that it's running on a Lyulka Saturn AL-41 engine, which is the same one that powers the Su-30 and Su-35 with thrust vectoring. But again, I don't know how reliable that information is. I've been finding it on the internet, and people are talking about it, but not that much. It's some sort of UCAV with combat capabilities and a thrust vector. Well, yeah, they also have stuff with AK-47 strapped to it, but oh, okay. I wasn't aware of the shotgun drone, but no, not that much. Actually, almost nothing. What? Wow. Well, I mean, the Israelis usually take something and just improve upon it, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Oh, okay. Well, as a country, they're pretty adept with technology, so. How did you like Israel as a country? I've never been, but I'm curious. Okay, maybe I'll visit someday. And on another note, by the way, we are very close to Las Vegas now. The Golan Heights used to be a war zone, but let's not go to politics. I'm just very surprised and pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I suppose it is. Oh, I've never been to Poland. Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? You should see Finland in November. It's very nice. Huh. Quite interesting. Yeah, let's not go into it. Let's talk about happier things. Oh, okay, that's good. So, are you going to pull a mind trick on us? That this isn't the drone we are looking for? Jesus. Well, I mean, of course, why wouldn't it fly back home? Yeah, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. The S-300 and 400 still remain very powerful surface-to-air defenses. Well, yeah, true. Well, hey, it nailed it, right? Because why wouldn't they? That's some pretty interesting stuff. Well, but that remains to be seen. Time will tell. And we are very close to Nellis now. Skyborg. Well, I'm about to finish the mission soon, so yeah, likewise, and have a happy, well, whatever you celebrate. Will do. Well, you know. Well, you just use the word moi for hello and goodbye. So, or you can say, I'll just type it for you. This is more Swedish, but it's the A is written like this. If you can use that also. It's a bilingual country, so we speak Swedish and Finnish. Okay, let's get these soldiers out anyway. Oh, look at these guys. We got them out. Let's see, what are they doing? Oh, they're just forming up over there. Okay, that's fine. Well, anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this mission. We have managed to bring these soldiers back to base, and tune in for the next episode of Whirlybirds. In the next one, we will probably try to do something else. Or maybe we will try to improve upon this mission somehow. I wish you all a happy Easter if I don't see you in my following streams. The next one might be tomorrow or Monday. And I hope you all take care of yourselves, and remember, watch out for the Easter wolf. Have a good one.